I have just discovered that my parking space is not right. Better. Samsung's developer conference was particularly exciting about Bixby. But on a side note, the chat replay was abysmal. You got people, it's as if they were typing as though they were these mindless entities that are just like, F, 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 talking about the Galaxy F, because that's the only reason why they tuned into it. And I'm like, people, there's a reason why they didn't call it Unpacked. It's a developer conference. They've got a bunch of developers that code all day and make apps. This is not like the beginning of the year when they talk about their flagship phones. But anyway, there are many who would say that Samsung's digital assistant Bixby is a pile of garbage. And when it first came out, they were right. However, in the next year, they're bringing in over 1,000 AI experts and investing over or about $22 billion into that. So they're serious about AI, and it's not going anywhere. And with all the things that they've been adding, like putting Bixby inside the refrigerators, putting them inside the vacuum cleaners, inside the appliances and washers and dryers and the TVs, even though they're not all the top-notch ecosystem that we might expect or want and or need, but I feel like it's been quietly laying the groundwork for what their connected home ecosystem is going to become. I let him go. It is cold. But anyway, by the time they're done putting all this new stuff into action, I really think it's going to solidify their place in the AI and connected home market, because they have the resources and the capital to do this. Almost nobody else has a way to do that, including Apple. Also, E.S. Chung, I think it's spelled E-U-I-S-U-K-C-H-U-N. Poor guy. Like, yeah, you could tell that public speaking is definitely not his forte, but I bet you he's smart as when it comes to what he was actually on the stage talking about. Another thing that I found interesting is that they said they were expanding Bixby to 5 more languages in the next few months. Not just, sure, yeah, why not? Hi, what's your name?
Reagan.
Reagan? I'm Taylor, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing better.
What's your channel?
Don the Hat. BeamtUp.
Okay, wait, because I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah? Cool.
I better see me on there, okay?
Oh, you will.
Thank you.
It'll be coming in the next probably 2 days or so.
Okay.
Sweet. You're welcome. When they first launched Bixby, they were talking about it being in only 2 languages, Korean and English. And it took them months just to get those out. And it was after they said they were going to have it out. So for them to say, hey, we're getting 5 more language supports in the coming months, it shows all that investment that they're putting into it. They're also making it open. This is really shaky. It's cold as f. God, let me put this down somewhere. Oh, jeez. Better. It's freezing. They're also opening it up to everyone, which means that, like, if I learned how to code and wanted to create a capsule, is what they call it, and add it to Bixby, then I totally could. And that's something that's going to astoundingly increase their reach and their potential and their overall awesomeness. And that's something Apple would never do with Siri. Not in a million years. They're too selfish. Or afraid that somebody might come up with a better idea than them. Another thing that I was really impressed by is that they said they were going to give developers the exact same tools that they used to create Bixby or to work on Bixby. And so it's not like they created like this kit of, oh yeah, here's the developers tools while we keep the good stuff. It's not like that. It's actually, hey, the same stuff we use to make this, you get too. And when I say you, I mean, if you went to Google and searched for Bixby Developer Center and downloaded it for Windows or Mac, you could. And then just start making capsules and stuff like that and adding to Bixby. It's fucking badass. It's like crowdsourced AI. And based on what they were talking about, when the Bixby marketplace goes online, they're going to, you'll be able to put whatever capsules or whatever additions you made to Bixby onto Bixby marketplace and get paid for it. Like, say, I'm imagining it's something like Teespring, where you can make a design and then publish that on their website and then put a price on it, and when it sells, Teespring gets a percentage, a very small percentage, and then you get some money too. Now, I don't know if that's the entire way that Bixby marketplace is going to work, but here's hoping. When they originally started talking about Bixby, they mentioned that they were partnering with a company called Viv Labs, and what that is let me see if I can summarize it the best way possible. The AI helps more to write the code for whatever program that you want to make. You just give it a few specifications and then it kind of handles the rest. But after that, they didn't really say much about Viv's involvement with the whole process, but they brought the Viv Labs CEO and the CTO, I believe, onto the stage. The CEO was more just to illustrate the importance of jumping onto AI platforms as early as possible, just because AI and AR is where everything is headed, especially voice-based stuff. And then the CTO went a little bit further and started detailing how the capsules are made, which astounded me, and I'll tell you why. Also, a little side note, when he opened up the page where you go to download the Bixby Studio, you could download it for a PC or Mac. We play nice with everybody. Apple. With the Bixby capsules, the more people that create them, the more exponentially better Bixby will become. And from what I understand, the more people create capsules and add them or use them, the more that adds to Bixby's databases. So just like if 10 people add stuff for a year, then the 11th person after the end of that year is going to have so much more to work with than if the 10 people hadn't been working on it. For example, now I'm just going to read from the notes that I took because it's way too much to memorize while I'm walking in 32-degree weather, but he made a capsule on finding space resorts. And he put in a request to the capsule that says, make a reservation for 2 people at a space resort on Mars with an oxygen bar. And he specified the goal of the entire capsule, which was to make a reservation. And then clicked on Mars, and they specified that, or Bixby already knew that it was a planet. And then he clicked on oxygen bar and specified it as a search criteria, which means that whatever I look for, it needs to have this. He clicked on the number 2 and specified that as the number of people that the reservation needed to be made for. And then Bixby instantly created the program that like wrote all the code needed to make that kind of a reservation. And then he went into the simulation part and then typed in the query question in a different way using different words. Hold on, the arm's getting tired. God, this camera's heavy. In a different way with different words than he originally made it, but it still found the intended results. He, instead of oxygen bar, he used orbital zip lining, I think it was. And instead of Mars, he used Jupiter, and instead of 2, he used 3. But, like, fuck! It's gonna destroy Siri and really kind of show up Google as well. Because I don't think Google Assistant can do that. Not yet. Not even with Google, what was it, Duo? Nope. And as he was talking to the crowd and addressing them, telling them about how it would take a lot of people to work together to build that ecosystem, he got a piece of duct tape and he said by itself it's just a tool like this piece of duct tape. He called it gaffer tape, I think. No, never mind, that was a different movie that I watched last night. And he peeled off a piece and he stuck it to his shirt. And then he took a Bixby sticker and put it on the end, or on the bottom of it, and he said something to the effect of everybody needing to help to make it something real, make it something coherent. And when he said the word real, he like ripped off the duct tape and it turned into a gray tie. Like, everybody was like, whoa! And the music crescendoed and everybody was like, holy crap! That was super cool. I'll see if I can find a GIF. Actually, it's right here. Seeing that was just sweet. And you know what else is sweet is all the Scotties on Patreon. The ones that paid $10 or more per month, and those are Stuart Glover, Kyler, Miguel Nunez, Jatinder Lal, Anthony Jackson, Eric Price, Stephen Nichols, Nick Hawks, Spidget, Sin O, Josh Utley, Unit Omega, and Christopher Caswell.
I skate with my Scotties. My Scotties are my boys. I ride with them. And I put that on the generation.
In the middle tier, those who pay $5 or $5 or $6 per month is a new one coming up from a Beamer, which is only $1 or $2 a month, and that is Grant Stockton. Thank you, sir, and I love your avatar. And for the Beamers, the ones that pay $1 to $2 a month, we have Encrypted Bunny, Elixir, and my friend, I apologize, I've been pronouncing your name wrong this entire time, and I don't know how I didn't catch it before, but I did. Elixir, Nicholas Clark, David Larson, and Roman Van Rookhuizen. Also, humongous shout out to Nuno Mota. He commented on one of the videos and said I was very gifable. GIF. And I was like, oh yeah, well thanks man, you know, just thanking him for it. But then he emailed me with like 10, I have a tum, excuse me, in my mouth, with like 10 different GIFs. And they're hilarious. I laughed so hard. They're perfect. They're amazing. Dude, I love that you made those. That was fantastic. Keep in touch, actually. Okay?